Mr. Vernon Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive was proud to say that he was perfectly normal. Thank you very much. He led a routine, predictable life as the director of a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. That is, until one peculiar day when he noticed some very strange things on his way to work. People in cloaks whispering excitedly, a cat reading a map and murmurs about something or someone called the Potters, and a mysterious figure named Harry. Unnerved and unsettled, Vernon tried to shake off the feeling that the world was going slightly mad. That very night, while the Dursleys slept, a quiet scene unfolded outside their home. A tall, bearded man in deep robes, Albus Dumbledore, the revered headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, appeared silently on the street. He was soon joined by Minerva McGonagall, who had been observing the Dursley household all day in her animagus form as a cat. They were then met by a giant of a man on a flying motorcycle. Rubius Hagrid. Cradled in Hagrid's arm was a baby boy with a lightning-shaped scar on his forehead. Dumbledore explained gravely that the Dark Lord Voldemort had murdered James and Lily Potter but failed to kill their baby, Harry, who somehow survived the killing curse. With the war-torn wizarding world in awe of the boy's survival, Dumbledore chose to leave Harry in the care of his only remaining relatives, the Dursley, along with a letter of explanation. And so, under the blanket of night, the boy who lived was left in a basket on a doorstep. 10 years passed. Life with Dursley was far from magical. Harry lived in a cupboard under the stairs, scorned and neglected by his uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia, and their horrid son Dudley, who took special pleasure in tormenting him. On Dursley's birthday, the Dursleys took Harry reluctantly along to the zoo. There, something extraordinary happened. While staring at a boa constrictor in its glass enclosure, Harry found himself somehow communicating with the snake. Moments later, the glass vanished and the reptile slithered free, shocking everyone. Though Harry sworn he hasn't done anything, he was punished harshly and locked back in his cupboard. Then came the letters. One day a letter arrived addressed to Mr. Potter, the cupboard under the stairs. Vernon burned it before Harry could open it. But more and more letters came, each more persistent than the last, pouring through the chimney hidden in eggshells nailed to floorboards. Desperate, Vernon packed the family and fled to a crumbling hut on a desolate island. There, on the stroke of midnight, as Harry turned 11, a thunderous knock echoed through the shack. The door crashed open to reveal Hagrid, who announced, "You are a visit, Harry." The next day, Hagrid whisked Harry off to Diagon Alley, the magical shopping district hidden in the heart of London. At Gringotts Bank, run by goblins, Harry discovered that his parent had left him a small fortune. Then came shopping. Robes from Madame Malkin's, potion ingredients, and cauldron on a snowy white owl Harry would name Hedwig. Most importantly, he visited Ollivander's, the wand shop. Here he discovered that his wand shared a twin core with Voldemort's. A month later, Harry arrived at King's Cross Station, lost and confused. That is, until a kind family with flaming red hair showed him how to run through the enchanted barrier of platform 9, quarter 3. On the Hogwarts Express, he met Ron Weasley, a flickered boy from a large wizarding family, and Hermione Granger, a bright muggle-born girl with an eager mind. Together, they formed a friendship that would change their lives. At Hogwarts, students were sorted into 4 houses. Harry dreaded being placed in Slytherin, the house known for cunning and dark wizards. But when the sorting hat sensed Harry's plea, it placed him in Gryffindor alongside Ron and Hermione. Their adventures began swiftly. Harry noticed that Professor Snape, the dark and brooding potion master, seemed to loathe him. Hagrid assured him it was nothing personal, though Harry wasn't so sure. In a flying lesson gone awry, Harry chased by Draco Malfoy, a sneering Slytherin, to rescue a stolen toy. His daring catch of a falling object impressed Professor McGonagall, who recommended Harry as seeker for the Gryffindor Quidditch team, the youngest in a century. That night, Malfoy lured Harry to a midnight duel, which was a trap. While sneaking back, Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Neville stumbled upon a forbidden corridor and a 3-headed dog guarding a trapdoor. On Halloween, chaos struck when a troll entered the castle. Harry and Ron, instead of fleeing, raced to find Hermione, who was unaware of the danger. The trio trapped the troll and knocked it out with sheer luck and courage. From that day forward, they became inseparable friends. At his first Quidditch match, Harry's broom was jinxed, sending him spiraling or out of control. Hermione noticed Snape chanting under his breath and suspected foul play. She set his robes on fire, breaking the spell and helping Harry win the game. But suspicion and mystery deepened. At Christmas, Harry received an extraordinary gift, his father's invisibility cloak. He wandered the castle at night and discovered the mirror of Erised, where he saw a vision of his parents. Dumbledore later explained that the mirror showed the deepest desires of the heart. At the school year advanced, Harry, Ron, and Hermione began unraveling a web of secrets. They learned that the 3-headed dog named Fluffy was guarding something powerful, the Philosopher's Stone, capable of granting immortality. They discovered it was connected to Nicholas Flamel, a centuries-old alchemist and Dumbledore's friend. Trouble accelerated when Hagrid, in his naivety, acquired a dragon egg. When the baby dragon hatched, the trio tried to smuggle it out, but were caught and punished with detention in the Forbidden Forest. There, Harry saw a cloaked figure drinking unicorn blood, a monstrous act said to sustain even a cursed life. A creature named Ferenza rescued Harry and warned him that the figure was Voldemort, trying to regain strength. Realizing the stone was in danger, Harry, Ron, and Hermione set out to retrieve it. They slipped past Fluffy, solved magical puzzles, and overcame enchanted obstacles. Ron sacrificed himself in a life size chess game. Hermione used logic to solve a potion riddle. Harry moved ahead alone, only to find not Snape but the nervous Professor Quirrell, waiting for him. Quirrell revealed that Voldemort had been living on the back of his head, feeding off him like a parasite. He forced Harry to stand before the mirror of Erzin. Harry, wishing to protect the stone rather than use it, found it magically placed in his pocket by the mirror's enchantment. Quirrell tries to seize it, but the touch of Harry's skin burned him. A violent struggle ensued before everything went black. Harry woke days later in the hospital wing. Dumbledore explained that his mother's sacrificial love had left a magical protection in his skin, powerful enough to repel Voldemort. The stone had been destroyed to prevent its misuse. Evil had been delayed but not defeated. At the end of year feast, Slytherin was poised to win the House Cup again, but Dumbledore awarded last-minute points to Harry, Ron, Hermione, and even Neville for their bravery. Gryffindor erupts in joy as they claim victory. When summer arrived, Harry returned to the Dursley, but now he knew he truly was not a burden, not a freak, but a wizard, and not just a wizard, he was Harry Potter, the boy who lived.